first person to speak.
We are live. Wait, I can't even use my phone now. We're gonna see. Okay, we can see the chat in there.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Chad. How we doing? Chris, bring your energy.
Chad, good morning. Good afternoon. We are live. 0 viewers. So we are currently on our own. How do we check if it is even live?
No, because
where's the phone? Don't we have a phone? I just want to see a phone quickly. But Chad, good afternoon. Mo, I'm still on the side. What's that?
That's my phone. That's the ad.
All right,
okay.
already an ad.
Okay,
Shit.
but we live. We live.
Hey, what's up, Neil?
All right.
First here.
Neil is in the house.
Let me
Kigs, how are you guys doing? We've got Caitlin producing. She needs to be on top of it today. Otherwise, we're not getting her to produce again.
She's got 2 buttons to press.
Mo, I honestly feel like the camera should be a little bit more like on your shoulder as well, but it's fine. We'll roll with it.
Hey, you know what? I don't even mind. Like, we came correct this time. This is not the worst.
Yeah, this time at least we rocked up on time, on point. Equipment's working. We're not running around trying to figure it out like as we go in.
Yeah. Like, things were so bad. We actually had to skip last week. But you know what? It was for a good cause. We wanted to make sure that when we do show up this time, things are actually up to a certain quality. So I'm glad we made it.
Chad, I think what we're going to do is we're just going to do a quick mic check. Kigs, 1, 2, 3. Give us a 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Jeff?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Kigs, we always want you like in the mic. I
think it sounds fine though.
I know you're straight and everything, but we want you here.
You sound alright.
Mo,
I sound good, man. I sound clear.
are you comfortable?
Right, Chad?
All right, Chad. We started a little bit earlier. We literally have a minute to go. We're going to kick it off. I got quite a few questions. Edgar gave me a few questions. And we're going to also run through that. But Mo, MC, I hope you came prepared. This man is hungry. He's wanting to eat his fish always. Might be a short pod, but most.
No, you know what? I'll stick it through. I am hungry, though, but I'll stick it through.
You know what? He can go through with the podcast because somehow this week, this man just disappeared on the trading.
No, it's not even that, bro. There's bigger things that I'm working on right now. Like, I'm on a big mission here. So, did I come prepared?
No.
Sure.
No.
Yeah. But you know what? We still take this very serious, guys. We still do want to give out quality content. So how do we get started? How was you guys' trading week? I wasn't a part of it, so I can't really speak to that.
I think straight off the bat, I can talk for myself and Chris. I think we actually had a good week.
Oh, yeah?
It was a proper grinder, but I think a good week. Both of us passing those phase ones.
Oh, congrats, guys.
So I think that was a good one for us.
That's pretty good.
I also had a pretty good week. Made some withdrawals. More good percentages, so that's pretty good. Can't complain. I must say this week was a bit different. Changing the approach, more disciplined.
Oh, yeah?
More highly selective. Yeah.
No more machine gunning.
No more machine gunning.
It's just like a pea shooter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just like one at a time.
One of those Nerf guns.
That's good. That's balanced, though.
Yeah, my week wasn't great, to be honest. Even though I passed that, I didn't make money on my real account because obviously I reduced my risk on the funded account, so my losses were like very small. But not a clean week for me. The one trade I took on my funded account that passed it for me, I didn't have my logins at home, so I missed that on my real account. Took some money yesterday, but yeah, I wouldn't say it's a flawless. No, it's a cuck week.
Is it?
It's cuck. No, it was cuck.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
It was a terrible week.
You know what? I just want to say, not that I expected this, but the last time I checked in on you, you were like, dude, I don't know. I don't know if you hit a couple of stop losses or break evens, but you were
the last time we had the podcast was just when this man was starting his losing streak.
Oh, yeah.
That's why.
But the Cape Town trip did you good, no?
Yeah, so now it's actually going to flip now.
Yeah.
It's going to be some... No, listen here, the last going on 3 weeks was tough for me. I think there was maybe 1 or 2 opportunities in the market that were relatively good, that went smoothly. But other than that, it has been a grind.
Oh yeah, you did. You did miss an entry, didn't you?
But that's what
Yeah.
I was going to say now
Uh-huh.
is we spoke about it at a few of the London sessions. I think there were about 2 entries you missed that were
Yes.
runners. They were beautiful
Yeah.
trades. And I think it's when you start taking those 1 or 2 losses,
Yeah.
you're
You
skeptical.
doubt yourself.
So
Oh yeah,
if
that's what I wanted to
He's
ask.
like waiting to enter. Where if he just entered, like bang, he would have had these on the money.
Yeah, and that's where I said that's where the human aspect comes in. That's why I always say I go for 1-to-ones, because obviously you need to protect that mental capital in terms of, all right, I'm hitting winners, I'm willing to take another shot. But now if you hit like 3 losers, now when you're going on your 4th trade, now it's like, fuck, I've been hit like 3 times. Is this another one in the teeth? So yeah, it happens. It's part of the game, but nothing we haven't been
So
through.
on what you just said, Chris, what advice would you have to someone maybe who experiences that and don't know the way forward?
Your dude, process. We always talk about the process. It sounds so cliche. Follow the process, but it's literally just following the same process that you always do. After I missed that one in London, that afternoon when I took that trade, I was literally sitting there and I'm seeing it, and again, I was almost like a little bit doubtful, and I'm like, dude, you've seen this setup play out hundreds of times, and I'm like, fuck it, let's execute. And that's the one that brought it over the line for me. But it's part of it, dude.
But don't you think it's weird for me, right? So this is my first year looking at people trade, and I started obviously with you guys from October. No, yeah, October.
Round about there, yeah.
And things went really smoothly. You guys were like killing it. And I said to Chris, I was like, don't you think it's got to do with like the time of the year now? The year's wrapping up.
Well, we do always say that your seasonal trading. I think when I started joining, that was August, because statistically, August is actually the worst trading month in the year.
Is it?
The most people lose money and fail accounts and lose money in August.
But didn't we kill it?
No, I died.
Oh, did you die?
Yeah.
August?
What about you, Chris?
No, I killed it August.
Yeah, same, yeah. September wasn't the best month for me.
Was it a shit show?
October.
Of course, but
So
is it a good time
I
to be
trade until basically the 15th. So while I'm going to be in office before I go on holiday, I'll be trading. But for me, it's a typical thing. But like this is at one time of the year I back myself, and I'll trade CPR. Like I'm gonna trade CPR. I'm gonna trade NFP, because if there's that one time you want to do it, that's December. You literally can make your whole holiday pay in December. It is. So that's the one time like I will take that gamble.
I too will be trading CPI.
Chad, but I think let's maybe start with some Forex news. Maybe let's get into some gossip. Some guys, Crypto Master Chris Donya, Chad Donya. Let's quickly talk about some gossip. I don't know if you saw Mad Charts is feeling the heat. That man paid.
So I don't see any of his stuff because obviously we blocked it everything.
No. But somebody messaged me and said there's an article out. He paid back the investors in record time.
Oh, but that was a fake article.
Is it a fake article?
Yeah.
Oh no.
How do you know?
So Bullseye
Yeah.
exploited this, and he's like, the man wants to put out this fake article, and Bullseye took the hit and said, I know it's fake because I did the same thing, and he posts where Bullseye did it, saying like, he did this article. He says you pay these people to put out an article for you, but it never happened.
So obviously he's feeling it for him to go and pay somebody to put out the article stating that he's paid back the people, and it portrays him as this hero, like, this youngster, he was keen for the markets, lost people's money, paid it back. And there's even like some comments from him like, I just wants to inspire young entrepreneurs that scam people, that you can pay them back by starting another scam. And anyways, so that's the one. The other one, what else do we? Obviously, Bullseye is.
I was gonna say Bullseye has been putting everyone in the spotlight. Like again, I can even say it myself. I'm still in denial.
About Q.
But Q, like he's putting the pressure on Q. Apparently, there's some massive thing that happened with Q and Anthony, and he's gonna expose them in the next few days if they don't say it. So I'm interested to see what that is. Maybe that's gonna be the defining factor for me. But he's been putting the pressure on people.
Yeah, so Bullseye putting a lot of pressure on Q and Anthony's world. Ride or Fix basically exposing Clint Fester's prop firm. That man literally.
Is working, eh?
Yeah, 2 videos. I don't know if you saw it. On the one, it was a story about the staff being in Australia. And then the second one, it's like, oh, we're not going to pay you. You breached, but we can't really tell you. But we're trying to be transparent. But in the same vein, we cannot explicitly expose company policy. Some bullshit. But anyway, I guess once it's... And here's the thing. This morning, driving to the office, I'm thinking that guy already scammed so many people with that bot. Like, you made your money. Like, go and chill, bro. Trade. You a trader, you've made almost 8-9 million rand on a bot that doesn't work. Like, bro, go and trade your own funds. Why do you want to keep on scamming? I don't know.
At the end of the day, it's all they know. That's their money that's gone down the drain.
I never understood that. Hey, like, how do I put it? Like, when people start something and it's like you gain all this capital, and it's like you can stop now, and it's like, but they just want to keep going. But like they get a high from that.
I think it's a sense that, like, I always say to people, your lifestyle matches your income.
Mm-hmm.
And they went from a lifestyle that's 30, 40,000 a month to making millions. Now you match that lifestyle. And I always say to people, you can see how the lifestyle is starting deteriorating again. Because obviously the money is not there anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, the sports cars are gone. The man's got a normal Raptor or some Bucky or something now. But the sports cars are gone. The R8s are gone. The M4's gone. All these cars are gone. So you can see, I mean, he loved Dubai, best place on the planet.
And it's back.
But now he's back. so what's going on there?
2-bedroom house back in Cape Town. What else was there on the agenda?
The rand manipulation.
Oh, there we go.
Man, Chris, let me ask you genuinely. Do you understand what's going on? Like, can you?
I didn't even read the article.
Okay, so there's
give it to us.
So there's 18 banks involved with manipulating the rand since 2013.
Yeah.
So if you think about like the USD ZAR USD versus the rand, a weekly, monthly time frame, price is just hitting to the upside. But the question is why? Goes back to that thing of manipulation and like they had a certain agenda for the rand basically.
Yeah,
and
to weaken it.
It's hard to explain how it took place because we obviously know that there's volume. Now, if you think about it, like how the value of the rand had an effect on the economy, they only paid a lousy fine of 42 million rands. And
they already paid the fine.
Yeah, 42 million rand. But think about this way.
That is nothing.
There's billions of rands which this whole manipulation affected all of us as citizens with billions.
Yeah. Or more. That's like 10 years, bro.
And that's the thing also, like, all of them can walk away. So Absa Bank, Standard Bank.
I don't think a fine is enough, bro.
So also, if you look at the banks involved, it's South African banks and international banks.
They were all in cahoots.
They're all in cahoots.
Okay.
It's all about putting money in someone else's pocket.
Yeah, that one's still bothering me. I need Chris to give me.
And the other thing also,
go read it, please.
And the other thing also with that is like, why is no one sent to jail? Is because if you register a company, it technically becomes an entity.
Yeah.
But there is no physical body to
I
send to
understand
jail.
what you mean.
And that's why.
But I think if they go deeper, then they can go into the entity and see who pulled through. But I don't know.
There is investigations. Apparently on WhatsApp, there's chats that was leaked. They had a group
but
where
let's be real. Yeah, the minute it's involving ZAR and anything like that, there's not going to be any further investigation.
Man.
Yeah, because
they've got paid 42 mil. They happy.
Yeah, so it's.
Who fined them?
I'm not quite sure about that entity, but I'm not sure. I can't say.
Okay.
I don't know.
But there needs to be more. I don't think it's done. I'm not convinced.
You don't think it's done?
I hope it's not.
I'll read into it. I'm honestly not sure what happened there. I just saw the headlines, but I'm honestly not too phased what happens with the rand.
Caitlin, what do you have to say about the rand manipulation?
See, like that, we don't complain about it because when we withdraw dollars, we get more rands for it. But then if you think about the effect it has on the economy, it's obviously bad for
No, it's heavy.
the rich get richer, poor gets poorer.
All right, that's the news. No beef for you this week, Keeks? No beef? Any beef? Nothing.
I wouldn't say it's beef. If
It's
it
not
was
beef.
beef, there'd need to be a competition.
I was gonna say that, bro. It's not beef. It's just
It's
What happened?
one-sided.
What happened?
You get some people that they come in your life, and there's that quote I always said is some people in your life are seasons. They come and they go, and that depends on what you want to value, why they came and why they left. And if they decide they want to leave, they decide they want to leave. But I always say I keep my circle small. We'll go to the top together. But is a lot of guys, my boy Carl said it perfectly. But when you get to the top, there's a lot of jealous and envy.
yeah.
And
That's
people
what
just
it
want
feels
to
like.
people want to turn around, stab you in the back. Again, I'm not someone that's gonna stoop to that level. I'm gonna be the one to outgrow you, and I'm gonna show you, and I'll give you the reason why you can be jealous.
Yeah, you keep it moving, bro.
Because I'll keep going to the top, and I'll show you why when you're not there with me.
yeah.
There's a quote on that actually. If you don't get rid of the wrong friends, you'll never meet the right friends.
Another one is I always say to people is, I'm not that person. It's not the case of I don't want to see you eat. You're just not gonna be eating at my table.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, man.
Any
it's
beef
rude.
for you? Any beef for you?
No beef for me, bro.
Huh?
Nah, man. I'm alright.
You were finished this week. You were.
Yeah, I was
Your
done.
productivity was low this
You
week.
think so, dude?
I think you didn't bring that usual energy.
the heat.
You were
It's the Cape Town trip.
the Cape Town trip.
Dude, I showed up
finished,
on
yeah?
Monday
Still
thinking I'm
recovering.
good and fresh, and I got sick again,
Oh.
and I had a lot of work. I had trouble finding my feet at the office.
You talk about that. I think that's somewhere we can move this to. Is there's a little birdie that told me Chris bumped into a brother of ours in Cape Town.
Oh no. Let's leave it.
Oh, man, not me being so slow, and I was
Leave
there.
it. No.
No.
Let's
We'll take your
carry
word.
along.
Mhm.
Chad, a few questions that we got. Jeremy Liberty was asking about specifically trading and investing into other assets, and I think that's a topic that we can talk about as well. But I think it comes back to guys asking about tax. That's the funniest thing for me. Everyone asking about tax, but you don't even make money yet.
What about tax,
I
though?
was literally about to say that.
That is
Like you should not even be worrying about that until you're bringing that money in. That you should worry about it.
Shmoney.
Like when you're sitting there going like like when I make that money, I have to worry about this, but I have a plan. I'm gonna, bro, worry about it when you cross that bridge.
So, in terms of investing into other assets, so from last year, I had this complete flip in my mind, looking at investing into dividend yielding stocks. So from last year, I started investing into stocks that have quite a high dividend yield. They're obviously very high risk stocks to have because the price volatility on them. But then again, the dividend yield makes up for, even if let's say the stock drops 10%, your dividend yield is very close to making up for that. So then you just average back in. So what I've been doing is, as soon as I get my dividend payout, I basically take that dividend from the company I received it and I reinvest it into stocks. So that is how you exponentially grow your wealth. Because now the next quarterly dividend payout, you get paid out on the amount of shares you own. So my idea for investing into other assets is purely, I don't like property anymore, purely just due to the fact that there's this quote, you can be asset rich but cash poor. So think of this, we don't know what's going to happen in SA in coming years. Things are looking bleak. I'm always the optimist, but things are looking bleak in South Africa. And let's say you own 50 properties, you want to pack up and go. Now you need to wait for 50 properties to be sold. You need to pay the CGT on 50 different properties. you're gonna struggle to get your. It's just a hassle. Where if it's in the stock market, there's willing buyers and sellers. You can get in, you can get out. It's a clean line of entry. It's a clean way out, and ideally, the dream is to get to a stage where your dividend income is sufficient for you to live off it, and also to still have money to reinvest, because that's where you get exponentially rich. It's not a case of you working forever. Your money then really starts working for you.
So, quick question on that. Where would you go to invest into these type of things?
I use easy equities.
Okay.
Yeah.
Easy equities.
Easy equities.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, are you answering a question from the chat?
No. These are questions that Jeremy sent. Asking what other assets, for instance, Keeks, you obviously still young. You guys are still, but let's say you get to that place of excess overflow. Like, what assets would you want to invest into?
I think for me, I do definitely want to do the property route. I definitely would want to go that way. Probably after that, I must say, hey, like, being that guy, I think I'd want to do like the collectibles in a way. Being those
cars and
those
shit.
collectors, cars, things like that,
Shit,
that
man.
you can store. And then my thing would not only be, but growing like my business portfolio. So open businesses that can run and generate income. And also that way the actual value of the company grows up. So in the same time, yes, that can bring me my income while I'm here. But for whatever reason, if I decide to pack up and leave, I can sell those companies obviously still a much higher rate than when I started the company.
JF, you obviously want to start a bank.
Yeah, so same like Keegan said, property. I've been an agent for quite some time, never sold a house yet, but seeing what the people around me do, the agents, it's pretty interesting also, as well as the people who own these properties. It's nice to see how they live and how they actually manage their money. But then going back to what you said now, I definitely want to go into banking. Maybe not
Open
a
a
few
bank.
years from now, but definitely before I die, I would want to either be in banking or have my own bank.
Jeff's Bank.
JF's
What
bank.
would the bank be called?
J-Dog Bank.
Or is that too much information?
Sheba.
now?
Okay, so
Sheba Bank.
yeah,
Sheba.
actually can't say the name
Sheba.
because I don't want anyone to,
Steal it.
because the name itself has such a deep meaning to it and everything.
Pharaoh Bank.
Jay's
no.
money.
So actually also
Yes.
actually
Yes.
also if I do start a bank, I won't even be the face of the bank.
Yeah.
No one will even know I own the bank.
That's how rich people operate, though.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Mo?
make, we're gonna
Well,
make
yeah, I was
Smurfy-
gonna say,
we're
why
gonna
don't you
make
ask me?
Smurfy.
Like, I don't have ambitions.
What about Smurfy?
Smurfy's gonna become the face of the bank.
No, Smurfy will always be there. That's actually my first vehicle. So I actually I told my mom this. She was like, are you planning on selling it and getting someone else? And I was like, I started to enjoy the scooter so much. I will never sell it. Even if it breaks, I'll fix it again.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Until you upgrade, but you're still gonna keep it.
Always. That I feel like Smurfy's gonna become part of the family.
Siobhan is such a sentimental guy, bro. He's just like, this is
Am
my...
I? What would you? Oh, so
No, go on first, Keeks.
No, I was gonna say we all like, oh, we are sentimental. Still like you've had enough of something, and you just like,
nah, yeah.
like I'm done with you.
Yeah, until you get stuck on a highway or something on the INSEE, you're gonna be like, you know what, actually, fuck this. I'm gonna
I
sort
actually,
that
I
out.
leave it,
I
yeah.
actually almost died at the night while on Smurfy. So the air valve came out while I was riding it, and then literally like, and I stopped all the
Were
cars.
you alone?
I was alone. I had no phone on me, nothing. I then put the valve back in. I went on very, very slowly.
Okay. Okay.
Mo,
And
what are you
me and
gonna
my
invest?
ambitions.
Yeah.
Dude, it's funny. It's like, I think what Keegan has planned is something I've always thought about. Businesses for sure, bro. Businesses and, I don't know, property to a certain degree. I share that interest with my mom. So we've always spoken about it. Even when we bought this house, it was actually for a very different plan. But property and businesses, simply put, hey?
I think the thing is with doing that whole business portfolio, you get to allow and open yourself up to these other hobbies and dreams you had in your life. So for example, like myself, like I've always loved the gym and fitness. So open up my own gym. Make me that dream gym I always
Oh, very
wanted.
important. Okay, you can just say, whenever you dive into something, you have to love it, because not only that, because you have that urge to go towards it, you automatically want to educate yourself more. It becomes fun. The last thing you want is starting a business and you hate it.
Yeah. Can I just say, now that Keegan mentioned that, dude, if we're dreaming here properly, I would love to open an ad agency actually.
Like that's
a top tier ad agency that shoots
Or digital marketing.
Yeah,
or
the whole
like
digital
ad
marketing, but like I love
produce.
film, producing,
Okay.
making beautiful pictures. You understand the whole shebang.
But that's like why I say now, like if you're gonna open a business, make it something you've always wanted to do. That was a hobby, was a passion, because it's so much easier to give yourself to that then.
True.
Somebody asking here in the chat, let's quickly check here. What is my opinion on Rocket X being the new broker on the block? Rocket X is a fully regulated broker with a ODP. I've got no issue with Rocket X. I just have an issue with the two gentlemen marketing it. Not even an issue. It's just like, yeah, let me not...
Be nice.
Let me not get into it, but anyway, yeah, no issue with Rocket X. It's just the two boys marketing it being fake as fuck. That is my only issue. If my wife's watching, sorry for the fuck.
You've got
It's
two left.
five F-bombs daily, right?
He's on Wednesdays.
I'm
already.
on Wednesdays, fucks already. I'm now on Thursday almost.
Like next week.
What else is there? Follow Indian Trader on IG. You will realize they are not. What?
First of all, it surprised me he could read from there. Like,
All right. On to the next. Jeremy also asked in terms of personal growth for us as traders. And I think he mentioned myself and Keegan, but obviously Jev is also here in terms of going firstly to that next level, challenges we are currently facing in our trading, and also what ambitions we've got to go to that next level, and where do we see ourselves in 5 years in the trading industry. So
We're gonna have to like have a list of that. Like,
okay, do you want me to start?
like let's start with like one of those and move on. Because when it's like a list of each of those, I'm like, whoa, okay.
Okay, so let's first start with the struggles and more like character building. So for me, I wouldn't really say there's any struggles. For me, I would more say so managing my time. That is something that I'm currently struggling. Not even struggling with. There's just a lot happening at the same time. But in terms of trading, things that I'm struggling with, not really much. But I always say we never a complete package with trading. So I'm still, one of the things myself and Keegan still talked about is I go for my one-to-ones, but I ultimately also want to get to the point where I can maximize a position, where it's like you've taken the entry, but how do I maximize the earning potential on that trade? For instance, Keegan yesterday taking the UJ trade, went up about 18 pips, came back down, and then I think it ran like 80 pips later. It ran.
did you stop out at the time, or like
Nah,
you
that
closed?
thing went to TP, bro.
Oh, really?
All the way to
Oh,
TP.
of course, my boy.
What, 35, 38 pips? How much? I think you grabbed.
Yeah, and Keegan holds on, eh?
Yo, and that's the thing for me, is trying to get to that stage to maximize. And where I see,
we entered the trade at 149, 100 on the dot, and we ran it to 149, 534. That was a big trade.
43 pips.
That is impressive.
So yeah, that's the one thing. In terms of where do I see myself with the trading industry, I think a lot of focus and emphasis has been put on this YouTube channel. I think a lot of what we are going to do collectively, everyone sitting here, is going to be based around this channel. And ultimately for me, the dream is to make this channel basically the main branch of whatever we do. So if we want to do a prop firm, we use the audience we've got. If we want to open up a hedge fund, we use the audience that we've got. If we want to go into quantitative analysis, quant systems that you can use, that's user-friendly, that's app-based, that is we can use this platform and ultimately put out content. And the idea almost, I wouldn't say too big, but to be at that stage where there's like a full studio setup.
Yeah.
We've got people employed that's handling the cameras, that's handling the producing, whether it's becomes something paid, whether it stays free, and the ads manage to pay for everything. But that's the idea, to get to the stage where it's like a proper production.
Yeah.
That's a dream. If we can get it to that stage, for me.
Yeah, I think we spoke a few times about it, like, and I think we all actually share that dream in a sense, is having that the community, but that compound, as we've always been calling it, where we can have that office where, let's say it's the 2G's compound or whatever, and it is, we are there. You got the trade hub, you got a hangout area, you got the built-in studio, you got the podcast, you got everything in one, and it's like that headquarters. Like, that's what we do. It's what we love. It's all of it combined in its own entity now.
Yeah, I would love that.
For myself, on what the question was, I feel like main struggle for myself is pressure from obviously knowing I have a lot to do. And what I mean by that is I have family, I have a community where I come from, people who struggle there. I can't just make money eventually one day and forget about them. And then where I want to see myself is just having a lot of influence. Obviously having a bigger following, but not using my influence to obviously for a bad purpose, but to have my vision spread more so that everyone can have the idea of, like, obviously money is important, but money is also not everything. And kind of bring back that idea of we need more love in this world. That is my main thing. And I believe that the moment everyone eliminates their egos, life will be much easier for everyone, much better.
Yeah. My 5-year plan. They asked about a 5-year plan, right?
Yeah.
Like
It's
that
not
was
necessarily a timeline, but
man, like specifically with trading. Dude, I would love to be profitable. Like, but that shouldn't take
5 years.
No, it
you
shouldn't
could be
take
there
5 years. It's just that right now, like I said, I'm busy. So I haven't joined any trades. Dude, the last time I traded was in Cape Town. I took a trade with this boy next to me.
How'd that trade go?
Oh my goodness. I got stopped. I didn't get stopped out. Okay. I managed risk.
Managed risk.
But to be honest, I don't know where you managed risk, but I was called out to a meeting and I couldn't check the charts. And I think it went like 10 pips against us, stops with 15 pips. And as soon as the meeting was done, I came out of the meeting and it was like up 10 pips. And I moved stops to break even. And I get into the office and I told Mo I'm going break even. And he's like, nah, not Chris telling me break even. And I'm manager.
No, but it's okay. I didn't take it personally. You know what? I was a bit annoyed because the dude just left. Right? He's like, bro, we're going in. And then we did. And then he's like, peace out. I don't know where he went. Could have gone to the bathroom. And this thing is just going against us, bro. But that's the last time I took a trade. And then genuinely been busy since then. Like, I've been...
But 5-year plan.
5-year plan. Trading-wise, man, to be somewhere here. Where you guys are. You guys legitimize this whole thing for me. And I'm not even trying to get sentimental here, but to have that level of understanding where it's like these guys genuinely know what they're talking about. Like, they open the charts and they're just able to execute or wait it out and like actually know what they're looking at. You understand? So right now I have Chris's entry criteria. Is that what we're calling those charts? Yeah, Chris's entry criteria. I have that stuck on my wall. Wake up every morning, look at it. Genuinely, bro. But that's as much learning as I've been doing since that last trade. Hopefully I get there. I think I'll pick it up next year after the whole December slump, you know?
Don't worry, you're closer to that 5-year plan than Caitlin is. She opened up the charts once and hasn't looked again.
She has you.
Chad can't see Caitlin, but we'll ask Caitlin to make it.
Caitlin, you're doing shortly. A great job, by the way. She's here, dude. She's just like watching and making sure that things are running very smoothly. So shout out.
Yeah, it's good you guys can't see how it looks here, but we are strategically placed. There's maybe like 490 wires all around us. Like, you have to like move slowly or you're gonna get caught. Keeks, your 5-year plan, brother. Talk to us. Wait, what did Kate?
Oh.
Oh, he's got some pressure here.
Let's go, bro. Think on your feet.
Whoa. But
Raise us up here.
trading, eh?
So you know, guys, I think I'm gonna put this in a way I don't get beaten after this.
Okay.
So the 5-year plan is that I'll be married and
Good job.
I'll have the house.
You're in the clear.
All right. Started off good.
But I will have that. I will definitely still have the solid trading office.
Okay.
And still be trading. I think I want to get myself to a position where I said like 5 years from now, maybe I've got that first or even 2 of the businesses up and running. I really want to max out my capital in my trading accounts. I think that's a big one for me. That I want to get to the position where I don't need to sweat with my trade anymore. Like when I had that maxed out capital, it's a case of trade once or twice a week if I want to. And then kind of like we have that 2G's thing, like be giving back to the community. Be on the stream still, doing YouTube things, maybe be traveling, doing seminars and giving back to the community in that way. Even flipping travel internationally where I'll be able to go and learn from other like international mentors and spread what my knowledge over there as well. So really, I think making that my personality and everything, my identity in the trading industry.
Chad, definite one for me is World Tour. 2G's World Tour. Like the following is still small. Like we don't even have 60 people watching this. We've got maybe 300 people on a stream. It's not like we're ungrateful, but I mean like it's still we barely 3 months into streaming. And ultimately, as the community grows, to get to that stage where we can say, okay, look, Mo, on the analytics, where's the top 10 countries, specifically cities, and we do like a 10-week tour, one city, one country a week.
Yeah.
And
what do you mean tour though? Do what?
no,
tour?
to basically spend time with the Chad.
Okay.
So to basically say
like meet and greet, like a mini seminar type of thing.
yes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we'll be there. It can be a Q&A. It's going to be for everybody that's been supporting the channel, and basically do a tour where we go and meet all of the people that we've been spending time with on the YouTube channel, because it ultimately becomes like a family.
Yeah.
Like people get to see us on our bad days. There's days where you come in, you're down, and people see you. Chris is not in a great mood, or I can see Keegs is down a bit. Then there's days where we upbeat. Then there's days where we win, and it's a vibe. And then there's obviously days where we lose, and it's like,
Not a vibe.
it's not a vibe. It's like, fuck these guys. Why am I even watching it? And then there's obviously, so it's basically in our office. People that watch, basically, they are colleagues almost. It's like you're sitting in an office, trading office, even though we can't see the other person, but we engage with them. We see them in the chat. They send messages on Instagram and all of that. So that is the dream.
I will say I love that though. I hate this thing of like a parasocial relationship where you're like, you appreciate someone on the internet. Maybe they do add value to your life.
Yeah.
But boy, do they not acknowledge you. And it's like,
Yeah.
But
you get what I'm saying?
I think another thing adding to that 5-year goal, and I think maybe this is like Jevon rubbing off me being all sentimental. But I think Chris, maybe you had that moment where we know we're doing things the right way. We're not cutting corners, we're not cheating, we're not scamming, we're not being frauds. But genuinely, as like with the rest of us are still young here, to sit back and go, the one day I can sit in my big house, I can have my family and my kids, I can have my sports car in the garage, and they have that moment to reflect and go, shit, I did it.
Yeah.
I made
Yeah.
it.
Dude, I would love that for myself. I know Jeff is going to write a book. Jeff
100% he's
Jeff
right.
definitely has a book
Guys,
in his future.
I wish I had my PC here. I would have showed you. I already made a book cover
Oh, is it?
Fear
On Canva.
conspiracies.
on Canva.
I can
yes.
just imagine it with you just holding your beard, like, those Steve Jobs type poses.
Yeah,
where he's-
that.
But
That's actually
in a
very cool.
turtleneck.
So I'm sitting on a chair wearing
Yeah.
a black suit, and then like this light behind me, and it's like you see myself. Background color is black, and then
What's
it's
the
like
working title?
nothing as yet. Just the
Oh.
design. I don't know how this book will be written as yet.
In
But
the
it-
But
mind.
why haven't you started? Nothing's stopping you from starting to write.
The thing is, okay, not that I haven't started, but like there's so many topics. The main thing is now like order.
I mean
the main,
order.
like in a sense of like the topic should flow in one another. So if you finish
Oh,
a
okay.
chapter, it should tie into like what you've read before. It makes more sense the more you read it. But
You should do it. You can never aim too high, bro.
I could just see it, It's going to be like in the top 50 in South Africa in the mind of the Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. There you go. There's your title. Honestly. No, you're definitely gonna
Nah,
write
that's
a
a
book,
dope
bro.
name.
No, you're gonna write a book. You can't tell me you're not. I know you. at this point.
Give Caitlin the mic there. Let's hear a five-year
Okay.
plan.
This is Caitlin.
We're going to Mo afterwards. He's going to pop up like a little pop-up photo of her there on screen.
Oh yeah.
But we're gonna bring Caitlin in very soon.
Can they hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Talk a little bit
Closer?
closer. Yeah.
Basically the same as what Keegan said, because I suppose our 5-year plan interlinks. But I'd also like to trade. That would be exciting to be a female trader and kind of bring that into the loop and inspire other females. You know, there's other ways to make money for us. You know.
Only charts.
Bro, I just got clickbaited. Where's the girl from?
Where's the what?
The girl is here, guys. Don't stress. She's gonna make. She's busy producing.
Caitlin went from how do I print this to producing.
What else was there that we haven't touched on? So everybody's got their 5-year plan and what they want to do. I think just touching on that again, somebody that honestly inspired me was Don. We don't often talk about other people that inspire me, but Don is definitely one. He's starting to slack now, and I've seen it firstly with Raja. The guys start streaming as soon as they hit a certain level of success. They just start tapering down. It's like they've built the audience. The audience is what actually made them money, because Raja's got like 6,000 students in his thing at $500. How much is that? Quickly take 6,000
$3 million.
times 500 is $3 million.
Yeah.
That's $3 million just from courses. No. How do
You
you get,
sure?
how do you, bro?
This man sitting here like...
Is it 2.8 million? 6,000 times $500?
yeah, it's $3 million. 2.8.
2.8.
3. Look at
3.
Mo.
Yeah.
How the hell did you work that one out?
For instance, quickly think about that. $3 million, that's 60 million rand.
Yeah.
That is a lot of money. Then you take that cock little magic key thing he sells as well. He sold thousands of that. So he started off building a channel, got the money, and then it was like, oh, I don't care anymore. Then started his own broker. Don we can start seeing to crack as well.
You know my thing is, I also love Don, but this is the one time I'll try to defend him in that sense, is we've sat back and said the same thing. You give me $2 million, $3 million today. You're not going to see me tomorrow. I'm gone. And he's done that now.
He's gone.
He's made the money. He's proved everything he needed to prove. Now he can sit back. If he does start slacking, it's kind of thing of, yes, it's cuck because this guy you fall in love with is starting to disappear. But at the same time, that whole transition is what allows the new generation to come in.
True.
To start filling that gap. So it's always just that circle of life in a sense.
Yeah, that's very true, because when Raja started falling off, that's when his stream started picking up.
Who, Don's stream?
Yeah. He was always like, even like us. I started watching him years ago. I think we were like 58 people on his stream. And I honestly just enjoyed like the vibe he had, like young. He was quite entertaining. And I still remember, I think when I hit 100, it was like, oh, flip, Chad, 100 people. And then it was the one day like 200. And then like, I think the the one day they got to 485, and it was like, bro, this channel is exploding. 485. And then when Raja, because he was I think Raja at that stage had like 5,000 people watching his stream, per stream. And then when Raja started streaming once a week, then 3 times a week, then once a week, then only for like NFP. And that's when Don just stepped in with the consistency. So that's one thing with YouTube. If you're gonna start streaming, like at least be consistent.
That scares me though, because I low-key feel like, I know I said I've been busy, but I feel like we've slacked. And apart from the live streams and showing up daily, there's a lot more we do just entirely on all the socials.
Yeah, well, I think we spoke about the other day as a group. We were saying how if you want to say social media presence, we've started to maybe get a bit slowed down.
Yeah.
But again, like the things where we've really committed to, like the streams and that, rain, shine, load shedding, no load shedding, we rock up.
Yeah, true.
That I think that's one thing when we started it, we said, look, we're never gonna be late. We always gonna, like, even if we start 5 minutes late and there's thunder and we're running in here. I think, remember that one time we came in here and it was literally like plug and play, waiting for the electricity.
Yeah, we literally, or something like we said we were going to start at like 10 or something because we had load shedding, but then that was that day. It ran till 10:30.
Yes.
And obviously everyone's waiting, but like we said,
I
like we are
remember.
waiting for our power to come back on still.
So, if you want to start streaming, be consistent. Don't start streaming and then one day you're streaming at 2 o'clock, then you're streaming at 8, then you're streaming at 12:30. Like, just be...
Treat it like a job.
Yeah, just be consistent. So for all the guys that have ambitions to start streaming, at least be consistent. Don't stress the content. Just be consistent in showing up.
And now we're streaming twice a day. And we're
And
still
we-
managing.
And we're streaming twice a day, so the competition...
Special shout out to Keegan specifically here.
Yeah, for being on twice a day.
And my boy bringing the energy every time. Oh my goodness. That must be taxing, bro. Hey?
Now, trust me, I support Keegan, and we said, like, the time span is less than London session. And yesterday, literally, I got up and was like, how do you guys do this? Like, my legs, I couldn't feel my legs. And Keegan says it twice a day.
And he's
You
like,
said
Keegan's always so
For like
nonchalant. He's like, oh,
almost-
yeah, you know, whatever.
I think Chris and I were talking about the one day, and it's the sense of the vibes. The vibes, but our community brings the vibes as well.
Okay.
I mean, what was it? The trade we took yesterday. Before Chris and I say it, the Chad's already coming like, "Where's the trumpets at?
Yeah.
Where's
Oh,
they
that's
match our
dope.
levels.
Yeah.
That's
So
Yeah.
they make it easy for us, and in that sense, it's like we said, become a family. So it's easy. I always say these things like, when you love something, you'll do it. It doesn't feel like work.
Yeah,
And it's
true,
the
true.
same thing. Like a stranger can ask me to do something. You know what? Oh, I feel bad. Yeah, I'll help you. But I'm like, okay, I'll help you. But like when it's family, you don't second guess it. And it's the same thing with the stream. Like we don't second guess it. That's our family. That's what we do. What we love, and we enjoy it.
Oh, that's dope. That's
Talking about... this is now a little bit off topic. Talking about... what can I say? Transparency. This is something somebody talked about on Instagram. You always see it like being transparent, and I maybe need to touch on this. If you are ever going to buy something from somebody in terms of whether it be signals, whether it be a course, when it comes to the trading industry, question everything.
Yeah.
That is my... You don't take anything on face value. You question everything. You ask that brother in Christ and you say, listen here, where is your trade journal for the last 12 months? Show me your trade journal. Show me the trades you've sent out in the signal. I want to see you take those trades. I want to see that trade journal. If a guy can't even give you a proper trade journal of the trades he's taken the last 3 to 6 months, how can you trust that person to buy signals from? I don't think there's one signal or one signal provider out there that can give you a 12 months trade journal.
To touch on this also, I used to do signals, and Chris actually said this to me, and I started journaling for like, or just the results basically for 2 months in. I got so lazy, and that's also when I was like, just cut it, because it's true what you said now, because it's not only about the effort, but like if you're gonna buy signals from someone and they can't even put in that effort, and I'm bashing myself here as well, I didn't put in that effort. Like, why should you buy from me? And technically, because then I'm not transparent with you as well, and that's why I stopped selling signals.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Then the other thing was I was questioning our transparency, and not questioning it, and I asked how can we be more transparent, and I was like, we can't. We literally we trade live. We basically post our post trades in the stream journal. Like, I don't know what more people like. Do they want to see us on the toilet? How transparent do we need to get? But ultimately, the main thing for me is, guys, in this industry, question everything.
You know, my thing is, and like you said there with the transparency, is the one thing, and I think it overrules everything, is the trading live.
Yeah.
Because the first thing you want to do is you have that comment, is show me you do it. Because again, this isn't a thing, but like how many of these guys, and now I'm not trying to bash guys, there's like a lot of guys that do trade and are very good traders, but they just don't do that because they're not interested in it. They don't feel they need to prove anything, they don't do anything, but they stay in their own lane. But the guys that want to start calling people out, why aren't you doing it? I've never seen you take one trade live. I haven't seen you do anything like that. You haven't called anything beforehand and backed it. It's very easy to analyze, say this is going to happen, and then you don't take the trade because, it didn't look nice. And then it plays out and then you go, well, if you took the trade, guys, you hit TP. Well done.
Yeah, and I think that genuinely makes the Chad more understanding of even you guys' losses, because they're like, you guys were brave enough to even show up and do it.
Another thing is also with that, before we take a trade, we analyze it. So we show them why we're into it. It's not like we're randomly just buying and selling. It goes back to also, anyone can show you, go up, go down, but then how you enter that trade, where you place your stop, how you manage your risk, that is a whole different thing as well.
Chad, I think we close to the end. I think we're gonna give some questions to the Chad.
So
drop some questions.
Peter
please, Murray, read it for us.
Okay, so he's basically asking, did trading live change your guys' way of trading? He noticed that some people, once they start trading live, they're more careful about it. And
I'm gonna start with that. So I told you guys I started live streaming. Was it 4 years ago? It was just before COVID, 2018. Started live streaming. I had this idea of joining Raja's mentorship, because at that stage he had a lot of people, and I thought me posting my link in there, like, I'll quicker build an audience. And obviously it didn't happen because I streamed the same time as Raja. And the thing for me at that stage was, firstly, the confidence thing. You don't know how to talk on camera. You're like, am I looking fine? How's the audio? And how do you engage with people? There's 4 people in the chat. There's maybe the chat rate is like 2 chats per stream. And then when we started again, there was that initial thing of like, flip, I'm going to be putting myself out there. And there's that thing of, I could fail miserably. Like, the pressure could get to you, people watching you. Maybe you have a bad week. People start saying shit on social media like, oh, this guy's so cuck at trading. And now all of a sudden that influences you. And there was always that thing of, this thing could fail very hard. Like, I could fall on my face. I'm going to be honest, initially it was this case of like, I think that first week we didn't even take a trade. Like, we just analyzed, and I was a little bit hesitant to take a trade because you obviously want to start on a good foot. And then after a while, it's like that thing where I said, like, if you're a carpenter and there's a camera on you live streaming your work, you don't all of a sudden forget how to do carpentry.
Yeah.
You just go on with your work. There's just a camera basically recording your work. And that's where I was like, flip, it's almost like it's just me, how I usually trade, me, myself, and I, and forget the chat. Like, if I take a loss, initially I even told Jevon when he took a loss once, and he was like very apologetic. And I said, Jev, you don't apologize for nobody, because nobody else in South Africa is willing to trade live. So you don't have to say sorry, this or that. Like, you were brave enough to put a trade on live in front of an audience. You were willing to fall on your face. I respect that. And not even about winning, just being, and even if you're bad, you can say like, guys, fuck, I got clapped. Not last week, the week before that, I fell on my face. I still told Keegan afterwards, it's not even for me. I've been through losing streaks, this and that. But I told Keegan, like, you obviously want to provide so much value for the chat. And then when you fall on your face like that, it's almost like, fuck, you let the chat down. And it's not even about the losses. But I wouldn't say it's changed anything. I feel like it's forced me to challenge myself and say, look, I need to level up, because the channel is maybe at a certain level. But there's going to come a time in maybe next year, the year after that, where we've got 5,000 people watching us. And imagine that. Imagine just 5,000 people standing in front of the office. That's a lot of people.
And they're watching you click, bro. They're just like, is he gonna do it? And they
For
all
you-
have their phones out
I
trying to
will
follow
say
your moves.
what you said now with, did it change anything? For myself, it did. So remember, I used to tell, you guys would always like say to me, Jevon, if you take a trade, you don't tell the audience, it's hard to keep quiet. And my thing was like, then I would tell you guys, oh no, but I don't want to send the risky trade to the people. But then I had to question myself, like, if I am not willing to send this to everyone, why am I taking it?
Yeah.
So that made me also like more disciplined and like sticking to my rules, entry criteria.
But
And-
here's the thing, what makes a trade risky? This is always my question. Like, somebody would say,
I've got the answer for this one. I want to hear what you're gonna say.
Okay,
yeah.
so-
So wait. Let me ask Jeff this question, because I've seen it in the past. Guys would say, this is a low probability trade. Then why the fuck are you taking a low probability? Your thing with trading is to take a high probability setup. So I'm just asking that question. Like, guys would be like, oh, use low risk, or high risk trade. Like, bro, what is a high? Every
Jeff,
trade is a high risk.
So for me, I feel like there is certain patterns, certain setups that I can take and say like, okay, there's like a X percentage win rate on this. And there's some where it's like, not all your rules are met, but then based on the past, like maybe like you've seen them going down to profit, some maybe don't work out.
So you're gambling.
No, not necessarily gambling, but like, how can I describe this? It's just that you're not as confident in that setup compared to the other patterns that you've studied.
So you consider maybe those are your C-class trades then?
You can say it's something like that. So I will always say I have my signature trades, the trades that I know is going to play out.
Yeah.
Then I have my opportunity trades.
Those are your B-class.
Opportunity trades is basically where it's not like I'm not aiming for like 100 pips. So signature trade, no, I hold it. I might swing it. Opportunity, I know
You
I'm going to
should
close.
stop taking opportunity trades. I challenge you. No, really, because here's my thing. There's no such thing as a high risk setup and a low risk setup. Every trade is high risk because we don't know what the future holds. That's the thing. And if you've got a system and you set it out correctly, there's trades that not all of your criteria is met. Then you shouldn't actually have a criteria.
True, because you're breaking your own rules.
Yes, so I had to challenge myself. Even Keeks, the one day when I broke my own rule and got stopped, it was like, if you're going to follow your rules, all of it, then follow it. But if you're only going to follow 3 of it, then throw the other 2 rules out of, like, don't
The
even use it.
equation.
What's the point in having them if you're not going to listen to them?
Yeah.
So let me say, I know the boys are trying to get you to stop machine gunning. Right? Like that was the chat. Yeah, how's that going? Are you like slowing down here?
Yeah, I don't take more than I should take. Okay, so also there's also a bad habit that I brought from the Riv because there's a lot of players who trade. They move faster, so sometimes I would take like 10 trades a day sometimes. But like I was still profitable. But now going back to Forex, and I've seen my losses, that you said, it's when you overtrade. So right now I don't take more than 4 trades.
A day.
Yeah.
Is that still a lot, boys?
Yeah.
That's like somebody saying,
Just say it this way, percentage. That's double what Chris and myself will take.
But then how I do it is
that's more than I take in a week.
but then how I do it is 2 London, 2 New York.
Sure.
And if
So what do you guys suggest?
So
That's
okay,
just-
right
my,
now.
my thing is going back to also, so if you are taking those 4 trades a day, okay, 2 London, 2 New York, how are you working your percentage on them? So you're going to take like a percent on each? Because that means like you can be down 4% in a day.
Okay, so that's also interesting how I manage my risk. So if I make profit within London, obviously now I'm up in my capital, then I would use X amount of my profit that I made on my next trade. So technically, if I do hit my stops in New York, maybe then that extra capital is still makes me profitable.
Chad,
Okay.
I'm still working with Jeff. We need to get that down. We need no, I'm serious. The thing is, I was also at that stage, but here's my thing: if you take 3 or 4 trades a week, rather risk 20,000 rand per trade than trying to risk 2,500 rand per trade and trying to take 20 trades. You hear what I'm saying?
I get you.
So you've got that, you still have that bit of sense of more trades is going to equal more opportunity, more money. But if you really peel it back to your A+ setups that maybe work out 3 times a week and you really put your money behind those trades, I promise you, like, your profitability will be a lot higher. You're going to have a lot less work on the charts. And your management is also going to be a lot easier because opening yourself up for 4 shots in a day for Mike Tyson to take your head off. Like, I'll rather put my head out once a day. Kicks?
Yeah.
Not 4 times a day and get yourself clapped.
I
but
mean, what I do very simply is where I do London and New York, it's 1 bullet per session.
Damn.
Like, and that's if it comes. If it doesn't, cool. I've got my 2 bullets for New York. But
Do you guys ever have any moments where you're like, okay, you got stopped out, like you shouldn't have taken that trade, whatever, or you did, you made your criteria, but then you see another one, and you're like, okay, this is
so
beautiful.
Chris and I actually had this moment literally yesterday when we were in our trades. We were talking. I was in UJ, Chris, you were in EJ, hey? And then we were talking about GJ, I think it was. But literally like that, Chris had said it, and I was like, I'm holding UJ, that's my baby for the day. And Crystal said as well, GJ, he's like, cool, I like the trade, but I'm already in a trade.
Okay.
So you got to
Unlike what I did with what was it?
it was with
GJ
me,
and-
mine and Chris's
Yeah.
trade. You jumped on both.
And that was some shit, man.
Chad, I think we close to wrapping up. Let's do 3 more questions in the chat.
Someone mentioned that we're all wearing lines except for Chris.
Are you wearing lines?
I am.
That is lines. I'll bring my lines. Look how white my arms are. Chad, I'm gonna get a tan. Look at that. Like,
Yeah.
bring some light into the channel. I want to get a tan over December. Chadadonia, any questions from you guys? It's Friday.
Oh, questions for Kate, by the way.
Kate, I think let's get Kate in here.
Who's
Chad,
standing up?
I'm gonna
Come sit
stand
down.
up.
Come sit down. Chicken comes into skis.
Siobhan's hungry.
Okay,
He's saying
Javon
that
will
this
go
is
and
early
eat.
exit.
Everyone wants to eat.
Let's bring Caitlin in here.
Okay. You know what? Let me go sort that out. I'm still in though.
Okay, Jav is gonna operate there. 1 and 2. 1 is for Caitlin. Wait, Caitlin's just fixing a. Are you ready, Kate?
Oh, hearing Kate in the mic is so weird.
It's different.
Okay, but it needs to be. You need to talk into it,
Into
like
it.
close. Yeah, like get.
Like
yeah.
just tilt it so it like faces directly to
It's
you.
like in my mouth.
No, it needs to be
Absolutely.
in your mouth, like literally. If it's not in your mouth, you're doing it wrong. This is the one time where.
No. That's it. That's good.
Alright.
That's good enough. She gets it.
I get it.
Chad, yes, Caitlin.
This is
Oh
Kate.
shit, Chad.
This is a great view though. Look at you two, huh? Yeah, let's mush together. Look at them. Look at that. Look at us, bro. Look at us.
You guys are so truly how it is sitting together.
Ah, man. But questions for Kate. Kate, are you actually interested in trading?
To be honest, I wasn't in the beginning. I really didn't believe in it. It took me a long time to.
She was a doubter.
Yeah, because I was
Were
like,
you doubting it through Keegan? Like, were you like, hey, Keegan,
not
this is...
necessarily through him, but the whole concept in general. Like, I'd never come across like a time where I knew someone that traded or knew, like, you know, people talk about it. You watch movies about it, and you're like, you know, is this
That was
real?
me as well,
Yeah,
yeah.
like you don't know. So to see it in person and to see him go through the journey and see like the ups, the downs, like it helped me understand it better. And through understanding it, I believe now, if that makes sense.
So Keegan legitimized it for
Yeah.
you. These boys did it for me as well, because I was a naysayer. I didn't want to
Yeah,
do anything
it's
about
very
trading.
risky. And like I always say to him as well in the beginning, I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure this is what you want to do? Because like so Keegan's busy studying at the moment as well online, but he's kind of put that onto the sideline and focusing more on this. And system, that's fine. This is the time to do this then, but just make sure that it's 100% what you want to do. So like I suppose as a partner looking into it, if I could give advice, is that just make sure it's what you want to do.
Okay. But you do want to trade as well. You do want to
Yeah.
find yourself. Okay.
One day.
Chad, any questions for Caitlin?
Let's see. I think I missed the question. Big ups. What are you fellas?
Okay, yeah, Jave, what's the question?
How's it feel to date Keegan, knowing that
Wait, Chad, you're gonna...
Okay, so my question for Caitlin is, how does it feel to date a trader? Because it's rare that you find someone who's dating someone who trades, but also knowing that this is his bread and butter. Do you have moments where you like worry about the future, or console him, like what's happening?
It's actually a good question because of that whole like issue that went down with the accounts being frozen. For us, that was like a moment of Keegan had just quit his day job. He just, went into the full-time trading.
You had a day job.
Yeah, he was a bartender.
Ooh, I can see it now.
And
Tall,
I also
hunky
had like
dude.
a less profitable job before this. So it was kind of a moment like, what do we do now? And, it comes back to what the guys are saying. When you do something properly, like God will provide, like things will fall into place. And for us, like this job and my job and his job fell into place perfectly when we needed it. And seeing how he's come from, who he was before he traded versus who he is now, the people he's surrounding himself with, the good inspirations and good role models that he has in his life now, I couldn't have asked for better for him. Like seeing him thrive, seeing him grow, and it's also changing him as a man. Like I'm very proud of him.
Someone's asking, is she married? She is not married, boys.
Wait.
Not yet.
But I'll take your head off.
If Curly's watching, Curly specifically. I was gonna ask. So,
Bro, before you ask that question, so we had the Zoom call, myself, Caitlin, and Curly, and he was like after the we had another Zoom call. He's like, yo, bro, Caitlin's so hot. And then on another Zoom call, he's like, oh, fuck, I see she and Keegan's dating.
he only found that out this week. That was this week, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Curly.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, Curly, my brother.
I feel there's many more awkward conversations between me and Curly coming.
That man. And I was like,
But
bro,
Curly, you're great if you're watching.
Curly, he's definitely watching. Curly, come into the chat, my brother.
What was I gonna say also? So, due date. When can you expect you? Like, because you and I were gonna start this together. We even set an appointment with
You
Jeff.
need to be on my case. You
Okay,
need
I need to be
like-
on your case about that.
I'm
No,
like
Cool,
the-
'cause
I'm
she's-
you can't have me be on her
15%
case because
in.
that just turns into another fight.
No, I get that. I actually can see
wait,
that.
Wait, what did you ask?
When she's gonna start trading, because we were gonna start together, Kate and I, as like the two people who actually crunch in this office.
I have to say, if you're doing it for like a way out to make money, that's the wrong way.
Yeah.
So honestly, like Elsby also like the one day she's like, I want to get out of this this lawyer game and like show me how to trade. And then after, just press that. Oh fuck! but
The
if you
volume
press
button. Press the volume button. The ones underneath.
Who's phoning there?
The ones underneath.
Oh, okay. And she was like, "Yo, I want to start trading," and we sat down for one session, And she's like, "No, I love my job. Fuck trading."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Nah, trading's not." So I think if it is something that you want to do in terms of maybe like you can see yourself doing it, but if it's just for like a means, like I wouldn't do it.
So it needs to be a pulling factor instead of like something pushing your way.
But then again, I started trading for the money. When I saw the opportunity, I thought
But
like,
you know, I've always said this to people in that
Mhm.
sense that you don't need to trade to become a full-time trader.
no.
But you can
no, no,
trade
no.
to just take an expense off the table. You can trade that you just make enough to pay your rent or to buy your food bill or that
rephrase
can
that?
literally be your expenses, like your spending money for the month.
You don't trade to become a full-time trader.
Oh.
It always
You could
remains a
trade
side
to you could
hustle.
trade to just make, for example, I always say to people in South Africa, if you in your position and someone came to you and said, "Listen, put some time and effort into this, you can make yourself an extra 10,000 rand a month."
But I also
Like
think
that's definitely something that it would help a lot of people.
I also do think there's it's important to mention, like, if you try something and you're not good at it, it's okay. Admit that you're not good at it. Move on. Like, you know.
But even something Chris told me early on, and then I read it in Baby Pips as well. They're like, you gotta have a stable source of income for this to work out for you initially. You can't just start from scratch and hope that every trade you take.
Nah, bro, you're gonna be clapped.
Yeah, like
That pressure.
even when
is
I put
gonna-
money down as well, I was just like, it's gone. There will be more
Yes.
money. Like
I think Chris can also tell you, like someone that's been in this, even probably Jevon that's been here for a while. I don't know, and this is even saying all the big boys, your influencer traders, all of them. There's no long-time trader that will tell you there wasn't a phase that the markets beat them down to their knees.
Bro.
It took you to school, it humbled you, and it made you think, do you want to do this?
So like, someone's asking here actually like how your families, process all of this and how you process emotions. Like, obviously for the two of you guys you get it.
My mom was very supportive. Yeah, my mom was very, very supportive about it. Same thing, like was skeptical, but everything I've done in my life, my mom's always been very, very supportive of. Where my dad, I think it was okay. So my dad's a very like academic,
Yeah.
and he was always like that. Okay, like, cool, do that on the side, but you'll have something behind your name.
That kills
You'll
me.
have
Keegan
this.
made a face when he said
Where
that.
I'm like, okay, cool, 100%. And when he like saw like, all right, like this is actually really taking off for me, then he was like, all right, like you've proved yourself, go for it.
But I do think that's like how a lot of people are. Like, you don't trust something until you see the fruits of it.
Yeah, that happened with me as well with a lot of things with my mom. She was doubtful. But you're a producer. I'm joking.
What?
So from my side, how my family started believing in trading was during COVID when no one could get an income. And during COVID, I made my first big amount of money. So then after making that withdrawal in a time like that changed the perspective. I always tell people this also, if your family doesn't believe in trading, it's up to you to prove to them that it's real.
I've heard you say that in your teachings as well when you teach.
Yeah. No. Funny story. My mom, she still doesn't know what I do. So after my dad passed away, so I had to help with the two businesses. So I had a little office there. You'll see that was actually my dad's old office. Some of the older videos, and I would be there at the business, and I would trade, and my mom would come in, and she's like, "Okay, explain to me what are you doing?" I'm like, seeing this, and I think I was in a short, and I showed her. I'm like, "Oh, I'm making 20,000 rand, yeah." And she's, "But it's going down." And I'm like, "Yo, how do I explain to my mom what
That
is
I
this
want
CFD?"
it to
I'm
go down.
betting on it to go down.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, okay. And then when somebody phones us, she's like, oh, what does your son do? She's like, I don't know. He just looks at the screen the entire day, and I honestly don't know. So she still doesn't really know what I do. She always asks me, and she's like, okay, it's fine. I don't know what you're doing.
But yeah, man. So I think that wraps up the questions.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so happy. This stream went smoothly. You know?
Audio, the cameras.
I take back
everything
what I
worked.
said earlier. It looked good today.
Yeah, it's pretty clean.
Mm.
Were you there for the last one?
No.
I watched
She
it though. He made
wasn't.
me watch
She,
it.
remember, that's what we still said. The one day the woman was in the office, it was a complete flop.
It
Yeah.
fell
Everything.
You see, I'm
apart.
good juju.
So you know what, guys? There is a dream for this podcast as well. You know, we're building it. We're
What's the
slowly-
dream? What's the dream for this?
I would love for us to be an info hub. Somewhere between banter and actual info, where people can actually ask high concept questions, and like if someone's lost in the trading world, I would love for them to come onto this podcast and say, "Hey guys,
How much do we need to get to that dream level?
we don't need much, man. I think equipment wise, we're able to run this stream. Like it's not so much about the equipment. We need to deliver. We need to
You know,
sharpen up. You know."
We
Mhm.
just need that producer to be on it. That man's typing is not even.
before we move anything else, I don't know if we did, but for some reason it's not really going to my head. Jev, are you beefing with anyone?
Spill the tea.
I know. Chris got asked, Mo got asked, I got
Oh,
asked.
is this man
Did
beefing?
we not ask Jev?
I wouldn't say like it's beef that's public, but I have a few things, against a few people.
Ooh.
Um,
Talk to us.
Okay,
Give
so
it-
the names I will drop
Drop the
is
names.
John Gatti,
Yo,
and D Operandi,
yo,
and I would even take CJ in the boxing match as well.
CJ.
whoa,
Yeah, bankroll.
Hey,
Yeah, and even Jason, like the boxing as well.
Jason who?
Jason Noah.
Yo, alright, Jeff. Okay, so
Jeff
Jeff's
has called
got
out the
beef.
community.
This-
Jev's going at everyone.
Bro, this man has got
The
some
only
beef.
only
Yeah.
two guys I knew there was CJ and Jason. The other two I have no clue who they
Yeah,
are.
John Gatti is a scammer of. Bro, do you see how thin? Bro, I don't know. That guy's got so much money, but his legs are this thin. Have you seen it? Yeah. You can literally, if Keegan had to like just slap him on his leg like this, you'll break his legs. I've never seen somebody so thin.
See,
Uh,
that man must get some bodyguards.
No, you need some bodyguards. All right, Chad. I want to thank you so much. We are streaming this afternoon. It's gonna be a grinder.
So we're putting all of this back, eh?
Yeah.
We are putting
You
all
got
of
That's
this
some work
back.
to do.
great. That's
Mo's
fantastic.
unlocking those muscles twice in one day.
But
Media man.
but I appreciate everyone coming on. Keegs, any closing remarks for the Chad?
Nah, I think this has been a goodie. Yeah, it ran a lot smoother than last time. I think it was a nice way just to end off the month, because the next one we have will probably be like a nice, maybe we do like a nice December special type of thing. But yeah, I think ending off everything strong, having a nice round off from all of us, a new face. But yeah, I mean, we'll continue everything in New York session now with you guys. But again, I think don't rush anything. It is going into month end. We are going to December. We can just focus on what we need to focus and just keep building ourselves. Just keep chipping away.
Caitlin, any closing remarks?
You guys make them very, very happy. Like keep hyping these boys up. You guys make them very, very, very happy.
Yeah, you should hear the noise in the
Oh.
office. Trying to work there, and these boys are screaming.
Screaming.
Like a little kindergarten
They love it.
situation.
I honestly love the streams. It is, like I said, somebody asked me how long are we going to do the streams for? And I
Forever.
said as long as people are watching. So
Just hit the volume down button there, bro.
I think that's my wife.
Yeah,
she's
but this is
gonna-
a good time to wrap it.
Those F-bombs are enough now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting cancelled.
Mo, anything?
Closing remarks. Not really. Just stay tuned, guys. We're building it up. I'm excited for you guys to be a part of this journey. This is something brand new. Just genuinely excited. And I'm glad the stream went well.
We've got, I don't think it's going to happen this year. Rydell said he's in. So we're going to get Rydell Fix in the studio. Somebody, like I mentioned, I respect a lot. It takes a lot to do what he does. We're going to have him in. Sayil said he's maybe coming through. He needs to do a run-in on his new engine, on his RS3. So we'll potentially get Sayil in. Any other guest? Hamish was here in P. Yes. What?
I literally messaged him.
What
and I
did
was
he
like,
say?
bro, what were you doing? Like, you don't message me. Like, we could have like caught up. And she said, no, you had to quickly run down to do some business thing. Like, he literally went straight to the place and then went straight back to the airport and like nearly actually missed his flight. So it was literally an in and out type of thing.
I believe
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Now,
Jeff,
trust
any
me,
closing?
that boy will never turn down a drink.
Okay.
My boy Jeff.
My name's Jeff.
From my side, guys, just thanks for all the support. It motivates us to keep on doing what we're doing. In the end, we can't have a following without the followers, you know. So we really appreciate you guys. We do it for you.
Chat, peace and love. We will see you guys 4 o'clock. That is in an hour and 10 minutes time for NYSE. Let's go. End it right there. This is where we need some cue music. Peace.